Hello everyone, welcome again to the channel. Today I want to talk with you about this recent news. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was killed. Apparently he was doing a campaign speech in the city of Nara, and then he was shot from behind. Then later they took him to the hospital, but despite all efforts, he died, and the police arrested the suspect right there. And apparently he had a handmade gun. This is significant because Japan is famous for their gun control laws, so it is very difficult to have guns for any individual. So apparently that's why he built himself the gun. So Shinzo Abe was 67 at the time of his death, and they say the suspect, his name was Tetsuya Yamagami, 41 years old. Supposedly he served in the Maritime Self-Defense Force for 3 years. So that's all we know for now. The police confirmed the arrest and they are probably starting the investigation. I don't know how this will affect. Apparently he was doing a campaign speech for the Liberal Democratic Party, and there are going to be elections for Japan's upper house this Sunday, and they just talk about some of the background of his politics when he was prime minister. He was saying that he thought like some kind of regret, expressed regret by the fact that he was unable to resolve the issue of Japanese that were abducted by North Korea, and of course the territorial dispute with Russia over some island, I think the Kuril Island, this archipelago, which is the reason why still Japan has not signed a peace treaty with Russia. Up to this day, after almost 80 years later, Japan and Russia are officially still at war. And also he wanted to change Japan's constitution. So this is of course polemical, and apparently a lot of people were against this. Apparently also the public didn't have a lot of support for this kind of changes. So this is probably significant. We don't know exactly why they killed him, and the main thing is that he says that he was focusing on making Japan a normal and beautiful nation with a stronger military and bigger role in international affairs. He was also kind of stepping up patriotic education at schools and raise Japan's international profile. And of course, continue the military alliance with the United States. So, in my opinion, this is significant because recent events, I already mentioned this in a previous article, where the current Prime Minister has used the current situation, international situation, as an excuse to amend the constitution and allowing for Japan to spend more in weapons. And probably he will succeed where Abe failed, to change the constitution. And of course this is important because of history. Japan was very nationalistic, and because of this nationalism is that the Japanese Empire was attacking, invading, taking over territories of China. Japan was also invading Korean peninsula, and many other areas in the Pacific. So nationalism is part of Japanese culture, and I think it's not going away anytime soon. There is a lot resurgence of nationalism in Japan, and this can have very grave consequences. Just recently I mentioned to you this new article about a story where there was some kind of conflict with China and Japan over some island that are in the vicinity of Taiwan. Senkaku Island, I think, is the name of this island. So continues to be, and is history repeating itself, in my opinion, in both fronts, both in Europe and in Asia. Probably the specific facts are a little bit different, but it seems like the same conflicts that were there continue and came back. They didn't go away. That's his photo. So this is from Wikipedia, and I think it is very grave for the world peace that all these countries continue to do these things. But let's also remember that this so-called alliance with Japan, it was an occupation. It was an occupation. That's why the United States was occupying Japan. That's why they had all these military bases, because they didn't trust the Japanese. They thought that they were going to rearm themselves if they were left alone. The same happened for Germany. That's why all these military bases were in Germany. It was not because suddenly Germany and Japan were United States' biggest allies. The background of this is the fear that both of these superpowers, economic superpower now, Japan, and Germany, also industrial superpower, will regain its strength and will create again trouble in the world. So that's why they had all these military bases. So all this rhetoric that they are, biggest allies of United States is only partially true. In reality, this is what really happened. They were afraid of Japan, they were afraid of Germany, and it didn't go away, because they never removed the military bases. So let's see what happens. Let me know what you think about this current situation and the world situation with Japan and everything. As always, I ask you to please like this video, share it in social media, and subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for watching.